appreciate, listening to your conversation and getting the feeling that you are really doing a very transparent and honest business. That's excellent. And me and my partner, Mac, we have dealt with you in the past, and we are very happy. My question is, how do you determine the time frame you're going to sell, and how you're going to communicate that to the seller, that this property will be sold in this time frame? And what if you are not able to sell in that time frame?
Sure. So this goes, I think, kind of piggybacks off an earlier question. That is, the time frame is one of the conveniences that some of the sellers like that we are able to offer. So I present that, it is entirely up to them what time frame they want. We can close quickly if they want, but I met with somebody last week that isn't going to close until spring of next year. We signed a contract, and that's fine too. And they'll just, they'll just be living in the house for the next 4 months, and that's great. So whatever it is that they want or need, we'll accommodate. The seller will dictate to us kind of what it is that is appropriate for their situation, and we will go with that. We're not going to take on a contract. Sometimes people are like, I want to close tomorrow. It's like, okay, cool. Well, we can't do that. But we're not going to take on a property that has like a 7-day close unless we're very confident in the price and that we're comfortable that we can execute on that. So, but ultimately, that's one of the benefits. The seller gets to sort of dictate the timing of it, and that's usually something that a lot of sellers like. And the rest of it just comes down to us making sure that we're right on the numbers and that we're, and that's really the key to making sure it gets sold. Does that make sense? Yeah.
My question is from the investor point of view. Do you ever disclose your assignment fee with the investors? Because I have bought properties from the wholesalers in the past, and I have been buying from them as an investor, as a flipper. And sometimes they disclose their assignment fee, sometimes they don't. I am interested to work with those wholesalers who are disclosing their assignment fee.
Yeah. It's always on the Alta, the HUD, right? So we always put, whoever the end buyer is always going to see the assignment fee that way. And we never double close or take any steps to try and conceal from either the end buyer or the seller what that assignment fee is. It is what it is, and it's disclosed, and yeah.
I got you. But I am more interested to know before I buy the property from a wholesaler, to know how much assignment fee are they making out of this deal. I know you're disclosing this at Alta statement, but my question is, do you disclose this assignment fee right before you sign the contract with the investor or not?
If somebody, our contract that we sign with an end buyer doesn't have the original price on it, but sometimes people will ask me, what is your price? And I'll tell them I don't have a problem disclosing that. Doesn't bother me. Yeah.
My question was, I have a few builders. How do we get on a buyer list for you so we're informed of properties that we might be able to forward to investors that we work with? And I have been contacted by other wholesaling companies, and then they send over a bunch of documents for me to sign, like agreements. Are you aware?
You mean like NDAs?
I believe so, and so I've never signed them.
That would not
what
be
should we be
necessary with
aware of if we're trying to work with wholesalers to bring properties to buyers that we have? What are some of those things?
We generally make our properties public unless we don't want to for some reason, in which case we'll just make some phone calls to get a deal sold. But to your
so
first
if we wanted
question,
to be on your buyer list,
sure,
we wouldn't be
absolutely. We'll
signing
have
a
our
bunch of
contact info in
documents,
here.
right?
Just send us an email today saying you want to be
Yeah.
on the buyer's list. We'll put you on it. You'll start getting our emails about new properties that are coming out. Forward those to any of your clients anytime you get them. You don't need to sign something as part of that.
Yeah, and you can be added to the list. It's on our Four Brothers Deals website. You can forward anything over. I don't know what they are asking you to sign, but there would be nothing there's nothing for you to sign to be on, like on the list and
I
become
think there were
aware.
small things that, like, we promised we wouldn't take the property address, go find the seller, try to get a deal from the seller and kick them out of the deal.
That that's on our advertisement. It says that we would view that as interference with a contract. If somebody did that, we don't make you sign something. We do. You do have to promise to watch my children over the holidays, however, in order to be added.
I have
Yes.
aged out of that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, Najib, in the context of your last statement, or question and statement, with disclosure of the assignment fee, I can understand why you, as the end investor buyer that's going to close and flip on it, would be interested in what the wholesaler's assignment fee is, but really, from a top-down perspective, the importance of the disclosure is really more for the seller.
Yeah.
So for you all acting as wholesalers or whatever, that's the most important disclosure, the requirement that it's on the Alta so that the seller, they agreed to it up front that it was going to be assignable for any assignment fee that the wholesaler chooses. But that disclosure of that assignment fee, in my view, it's not really any of the investor's business, with all due respect. If they need to underwrite that deal quickly themselves and determine what price they're willing to pay, just like any other buy, right? So, but I understand why you would prefer that. I would say, and you guys can speak to this if you would, I would say that's pretty rare.
It is.
That the
Yeah, it's
assignment
rare.
fee is disclosed to the buyer pool, the investor buyer pool up front. It's like, do you want this deal or not?
Yeah, I think it's pretty uncommon. I don't mind telling people. I just don't really care because to me, I take the.
You got enough buyers.
Yeah, we have enough buyers, and if you like it at $250 and we're making $10, and you should like it at $250 if we're making $10,000. I don't know. It doesn't bother me, but obviously it is super important that the seller understand it's assignable and understand ultimately what the assignment fee is.
And the title companies, if you're working with title companies that don't disclose it on the Alta, you
Yeah.
should not work with that title company, in my opinion.
Agree.